Good evening and welcome Magnetic Mind Masterclass people, beautiful people who are up to big things in their lives. I've got a great session tonight. We're going to be talking about how to create one of the 4 core orientation choices of health and vitality. Now, if you're not familiar with the 4 core orientational choices, these are choosing health and vitality, choosing to create a life you love, choosing to be the predominant creative force in your life, and choosing to live your true purpose and nature. Now, these core orientation choices are just phenomenal, and they're perfect as a foundation because they actually cover everything. And when you've got these orientation choices in alignment, it makes creating your other true choices absolutely easy and predictable. And it just makes sense to have these core choices really working on a daily basis, choosing them on a daily basis. As the foundation off which you create everything else. Now, health and vitality obviously is paramount to living a really amazing and beautiful life and living a long life. And so it's really important. And I don't really need to go into why it's important, but because most of us know that it is fundamental to living a great life. You know, and it makes life so much more enjoyable when we're healthy and vital, and we have the energy to create the things that we love and to experience our lives to the fullest. Now, most of you know, or some of you may not know, that I am a doctor of osteopathy and of natural medicine. And so I've been helping people with their health and wellness and to create health for a very long time. It's been almost 20 years now. And so I'm very skilled at helping people create health and to overcome injuries and illness and gut problems and all manner of things. So I love teaching this. I do love teaching this. And what's become really apparent since I've been teaching the masterclass and learning the magnetic mind process is that I've been teaching people for a very long time that health is a creation. And let me explain to you further with this. See, we come into this world, really as an energy source of pure creative capacity and a creative ability. We're literally focused down this pure creative spirit into a human body, and we have a human experience. So we're sentient beings, living in a human body, having a human experience. And what is just true for us is that, like our beliefs and values that we get born into without having a choice in our family fields, our health and vitality and the way that we promote health and stay healthy is also passed down to us. So if you're born into a family, that doesn't have good dietary practices, who are overweight or they don't participate in regular physical activity, who don't take downtime, who are stressful and don't know ways to manage their stress, or don't have the capacity to manage their emotional life, then you literally inherit through the field generations and generations of literally unhealthy practices and unhealthy beliefs, and it's not your fault. So it kind of sucks if you've been born into those sorts of family values and beliefs around health. I know a friend who, you know, they've got so much, they place so much value on the medical establishment and the biomedical model. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's limiting. And so whenever something happens, they're always off to the doctor, and they're always, you know, taking medication, and you know, it's just so foreign to myself, because I didn't grow up in a family like that, where we grew up and my father grew most of our fruit and vegetables, and he was an agricultural scientist, so he knew how to grow things, and he taught us how to grow things, and you know, we grew up, we had chickens and ducks and huge veggie patch and fruit and guavas and peaches and you name it, mangoes, like we had it. So it's in huge contrast to a family that you know, didn't grow up with those things. Perhaps, you know, grew up in the city and were eating takeout, or you know, I know of lots of people who grew up and you know, McDonald's was a regular night of dinner, you know, or KFC, or you know, just getting takeaway all the time. And once you've inherited those beliefs and those ways of looking after yourself, over time you do start to see the negative impact that they have on you. So it's really important just to acknowledge and not make wrong the fact that you know, you didn't have a choice. You literally didn't have a choice into what family of beliefs around health that you were given. But as a conscious creator, as someone who knows now how to create and manifest things, which includes health and disease, then you can create health and become very, very masterful at it. So you don't need to go and invest a whole huge amount of time in your health to create great results. Like, the human body is absolutely phenomenal. It has self-healing capacities that really we're just only starting to tap into and understand. And you know, the beautiful example is if you cut your arm or your finger or something, you don't have to tell your body to heal. It just does it by itself. See, the body is always, without your direction, it is always working toward health. And health is a continuum. It is a continuum. And down on the furthest end, down on the scale is death, right? And at the other end of the scale is absolute health and vitality. Now, unfortunately for many of us, we don't ever get to experience absolute health and vitality. We just don't, you know, and the truth is, for a lot of us, it's not until we get sick or become unwell that we actually start to realize just how fundamental having good health is, and that a lot of us really go along through life without ever experiencing what it is like to have true abundant health and vitality. Now, if you're a person who already has that, and you might be asking, well, why do I need to do the core choice? It's because having it as a core choice of health and vitality just means that, yes, I've already got health and vitality, and I just like to keep creating more of it simply because I love it. You see, and so that's why it is a fundamental choice that you can continue to keep choosing and creating. Okay, so what are the, the things or the areas that we need to work on when we're trying to, or wanting to create, not trying, but wanting to create health and vitality? And really, when we look at the areas of health, you can break them down into spiritual, emotional or psychological, and physical health. And within those three big brackets, your environment, your family and your environment, and your world, and the world at large. And so we can really break those areas down, and we can start to create workability within those particular areas. And when we think about this, and we can really look at the logical levels of change, which we've covered earlier in a session that I did on accepting the present state. And you can find that in the online university. So working from that, really the base level is our environment. What is our environment, and does it support our health? Like where do we live? Where do we live? Now, some of you can't move from where you are because it may not be affordable, or you might be tied in with work. I mean, there's so many factors, but you can change, you can alter your micro environment, your house and where you live, and your garden and things to suit being healthy and living a healthy lifestyle. This might include setting up a little veggie garden, or it could even just be making sure that your garden is clear of weeds and it's flourishing, and you're giving the plants that are there fertilizer and things. But it's very easy to simply set up some herbs or some lettuce or things that you might want to grow and eat. And the other thing is looking at, where you sleep. Do you have good bedding? Do you have a peaceful rest at night? I mean, or are you subject to lots of noise? Do you need to have soundproofing? Is there lots of clutter in your house? Are there things there that you really need to get rid of? All of these things make a huge difference. What is the lighting like? Do you get enough sunlight in your house? Is there enough air circulating? These things make a huge difference to someone's health. Is it surrounded with the things that you actually love and that you really value? This is so important, that we surround things that are supportive to us. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about, in terms of our health is our behavior. It's our behavior is just so important. See, in an age that we're living currently in this age of technology and information, you really can't plead, I'm just going to say, you really can't plead ignorance. Not knowing is almost impossible now, particularly when it comes to health. There is so much information on the web on how to be healthy and what to eat and what exercises and what sort of psychological things to be doing and meditations, and there's just so much there. So to plead ignorant that you don't know is really, it really is selling yourself short. It really is. And so if we're wanting to create health and vitality, I mean, are your behaviors in line and in alignment with what it is that you're wanting to create? And it's a really good question to ask. If you want health and vitality, what are you eating? Are you eating things that are going to support your health? Are you getting enough sleep? Or are you staying up too late? Or you're up in the morning really early and working, then staying up late at night? What are those behaviors? Are you in bed on the phone or on your laptop before you're going to sleep? What? Do you have a regular routine of exercise? And you don't have to be out there running marathons or, training for the Olympics, but you really do need to have exercise incorporated into your daily and weekly habits if you really want to create health and vitality. What choices are you making around your food, around your sleep patterns, around your exercise behaviors? What choices are you making, and are they in alignment with what you truly want to create? See, I can tell you that, I was unable to go to the gym for a lot of last year because of COVID, and it really messed up my structure, because I would go to the gym at least 4 or 5 times a week early in the morning. And it really messed around with my routines, and I found it incredibly hard to be consistent. And what I didn't do is, what I did was I focused on not being able to go to the gym, and that created a problem. And so all my focus was on, well, I can't go to the gym, and this sucks, and my whole routine's thrown out, instead of creating what it is that I wanted. Well, I could have done exercises at home and rode my bike and used some of the weights that I've got here, and continued and started to create a different mode of my exercise routine. But instead I gave all my power to, well, the gym's not there, and then I got stuck and I put on weight. And I really did. I put on about 10 kilograms until I remembered, I had that classic amnesia that I have all the power, I can create what I want. And it took me, 10 kilos later, 10 kilos heavier, before I went, oh, I can just create health and vitality. And how would I create that? And I simply followed the 5 steps to consciously create. What do I really want to create? What would I truly love? Oh, health and vitality. I want a body I love. Where am I now? I had to get honest. Where am I right now in relation to that? What is the truth here? And the truth is that I know how to train, and I know how to do all of that stuff, and I'm not doing it. I know how to eat properly, even I'm a naturopath, and I know nutrition really, really well, and I haven't been doing that. I haven't been setting up those structures, and I got complacent, and I gave my power away and blamed it on the not being able to go to the gym, and I blamed it on COVID. So you can see from that unpacking, I'd shifted over and gave all this power away, instead of putting it into what I really wanted, which was creating some health and vitality. And what you can see there is I let the conditions, I let the outside conditions dictate who I was being. I let it dictate who I was being, and it took the power away from me. It took the power away. So our behaviors are really, really the highest measure of whether or not we're moving in alignment and being in alignment, with what it is that we want to create. And in this case, health and vitality. And moving up the scale is our capability, our skills, and our tool set. So do we need to create more capability in an area of health? Now, if we need to learn more about nutrition, that's really, really simple. That you can literally go online and you can search and find stuff. You know, you can find entire diets, you can find just anything that you really, really want. If you need to learn how to cook, you know, you can learn how to cook. You can learn simple dishes. You can learn how to shop. You can learn how to budget. You can learn all of that online. And it really, really is up to you and how committed you are to your health and vitality. Are you subscribing to your current beliefs and conditions, or are you subscribing and focused on what it is that you really want? Now, I know for a lot of people, they may have injuries or they may have pain that stops them from doing, you know, a whole lot of exercise or vigorous exercise. And some people, it stops them completely. However, if you are wanting to create health and vitality, there are so many ways that you can at least get to your goal. Let's not call it goal weight, but your normal weight for you by altering your diet. See, it still comes down to maths when it comes to food and losing weight. It's 90% what you eat. It's 10% exercise, just as a rough guide. So it really, really comes down to what it is that you're eating. And the thing about that as well is that what it is you're eating gives you all of the things you need to operate efficiently and function properly and have all your internal organs function properly and repair. And so if you're giving yourself the right nutrition, then, you know, you're supporting your body as it is going through repair processes, or, you know, the pain from particular injuries or degeneration. And food plays a crucial role, an absolutely crucial role. So skills and tool sets, you know, your capability, you know, you really need to look where you need to fill some gaps in. And this is so important. And I'll presence it again. What you focus on is what you will get. So if you're focusing on where you're not capable, where you might have pain, or where you don't have the money to go to the gym or get a personal trainer, or where you don't know how to cook, you know, then you have the choice. You have the choice to up your skills and up your tool set that's in line with what you're wanting to create. You see? So you have the power. You have the power. Because if you don't have the power, you are subscribing to the outside. You are saying that my beliefs and the outside circumstances are more powerful than me. That is what you're saying. And it's the silent instructions. It's the silent instructions that you're giving. And they're very, very powerful, and they are very, very limiting. I mean, if you keep subscribing to those silent instructions, then you are disempowered, and you'll find it incredibly hard to create the health and vitality that you want. Which brings me to beliefs. You know, what are your beliefs? You know, do you believe that you can create health and vitality from where you are right now? Do you believe it's easy? Do you believe that you're capable? You know, do you believe more more of your incapabilities or your ways of keeping yourself where you are now and giving that all the power? Or are you going to be more focused on and giving the power to your creation of health and your creation of vitality? You know, and it's important to look at your beliefs about others. I know I had a belief that others had it was way easier for them to get fit. It was easier for them to lose weight. It was easier for them because they hadn't suffered the injuries that I'd had. And I had this whole setup about others when it comes to health and vitality. And it's just interesting now when I look back. And I had this belief about myself that for years I had this belief because I played a lot of contact sport, rugby league and rugby union. And I had this belief that I had to be 100 kilos. And I'd had that belief since I was about 16, 17 years old. I have to be 100 kilos. And that belief was so ingrained in me for such a long time that I had to be that weight. And, you know, if I'm 100 kilos right now, like I'm nearly 10 kilos overweight. All right. Now that belief was set up back when I was playing rugby league, and it was a good belief, and I really needed to have that weight and that strength and that power that comes with that. But now that I don't need that belief anymore. And so I had to let that belief go and create a new belief of just about being around, you know, give or take a few kilos around my optimum weight for my age and, you know, my activity levels. And you know, it's just interesting how that belief, you know, like all our beliefs, it was once very useful, all beliefs are, but now it's no longer useful to me. So just looking, you know, having a look at your own identity around this and your own beliefs. And the last thing is, you know, our family systems, our ecology, you know, and do we have a family dynamic that is really in alignment with being healthy and vital? Is everyone in the family with that, or is everyone kind of complacent and subscribing to unhealthy practices and unhealthy eating and lack of exercise? Excuse me, get itchy. Or, you know, are we hanging around with unhealthy people and doing unhealthy things? I mean, are we going out, you know, every weekend and drinking too much, you know, or are we hanging out with people who are smoking and you know, maybe you're a smoker and you smoke more when you're around them, or, you know, who is around in not just your family but in your circle of friends? You know, are you hanging out with people who are healthy? You know, and studies show that, you know, who you hang out with is a real good reflection of, you know, and their practices are a real good reflection of what you're up to and what you're doing in the world, including, you know, looking after yourself and being healthy and vital. So really interesting. So health is a creation, and the human body is just absolutely phenomenal at repairing itself and creating massive change. And some of you may be aware or may not be aware that through this program, there have been people who have had their eyesight restored. They have reversed huge degenerative diseases. They have reversed diabetes. You know, they have gotten over autoimmune diseases. They have reduced chronic pain. And just through practicing the 5 steps to consciously create, these people were not presencing. When I think about and I won't name his name, although he wouldn't mind, the man who had, you know, he hadn't had eyesight for 20 years, and through doing the magnetic mind processes and the 5 steps to creation and the recodes, he was able to see again. And what he says is that he didn't focus on fixing his eyesight. He just focused and visualized every single day of living a life that he loved, which included playing with his grandkids and being outdoors. And he just kept focusing on that. So he didn't focus on the problem. So if you're wanting to lose weight, you don't focus on being overweight, because then the power is in being overweight. And the silent instruction, right? The silent message is, I'm overweight and therefore I need to fix that. There is something broken about me that I need to fix. And so the power is in the problem. It's not in, I just want to create health and vitality simply because I just love to have that. And do you see the difference? The power's in the creation. It's not in the problem. Right? If you're a smoker and you want to stop smoking, you don't focus over here on, God, I've been smoking and smoking's bad. And you focus out here on, I just want to be healthy and vital. You know, you don't even say, I want to be a non-smoker. Right? And you can visualize on a daily basis and practice being healthy and vital. And that includes visualizing yourself not smoking. And so the power isn't in the smoking. See, if you're making true choices, right? I'm smoking, I need to give that up because I'm going to get sick and I'm going to get unwell. And, you know, this is true. This is true. But if it's in reaction, then the power is over in the problem. Do you see that? But if you just want to create health and vitality simply because you love, the power is in there. And I learned this the hard way. Like, I had oscillated for years after I stopped playing sport. You know, I oscillated with my weight. I just go up and down and up and down. And the reason for this happening was because I'd get to like 105 kilos and I'd react and go, oh my God, this is way too heavy. And I'd make a choice by reaction, right? I need to solve that problem. I need to lose that weight, instead of going, I just want to create health and vitality. I want a body that I truly love just because I'd love to have it, and focusing on there. And then the weight just falls off and it stays off for good, provided I continue to focus and create that core choice of health and vitality. So it's really, really cool. Really, really cool. And it really is phenomenal what you can achieve with your health and your vitality when we apply the process of consciously creating health and vitality and you know, a body and that we really, really desire. So we're going to do a recode. We're going to do a recode. Who's excited to do a recode? Just type in the chat box. Who's excited to do a recode on health and vitality? Yeah, awesome, awesome. Okay, so we're choosing the end result of having health and vitality, or it might be just abundant energy might be something, or it might be like me, I choose the end result of having a body that I love, or I choose the end result of having a body that can do all the things that I love to do in life. You know, I choose the end result of, what's another one that I'm sorry, I'm just trying to think of one that a client had said to me. Anyway, so you can create it however you want. Now, remember, we're not solving anything. We're not solving a problem of health. Do you see? We're not solving a problem of health. Okay, so we're just going to close our eyes now. We're going to choose the end result of health and vitality. And as you choose it, I want you to step in and see yourself, visualize yourself with complete health and vitality. And I want you to notice how good that feels. And I want you to visualize and see, what would you be doing? How would you be living now? Where would you be? Who would you be hanging out with? What would people be saying about you? What would you be wearing? How would you be feeling in your body? How would you be walking? How would your posture feel? How would you be sleeping? What sorts of things would you be doing every day now that you're healthy and vital? What are some things that you'd now be able to do that you weren't able to do before, now that you're healthy and vital? And what new things can you do with that health and vitality? Feels so good. And when you're ready, you can come back. Really good, right? Amazing, powerful, confident. Yeah, confident. Motivated. Peaceful. I don't have to worry anymore. I can wear the clothes I want, right? Yeah, I've still got some jeans in there that I mean, I can fit into them, but they're a little bit tight still. Okay, so we're going to create the second point of creation. So what's it like now in relation to what you just experienced, having it done, having the health and vitality that you want, and that end result, that true choice? What's it like now? What's your health and vitality like now? And just write that down. And what does it feel like now? Where do you feel in your body? And what does it feel like now? You know, you might be feeling stuck, or you might have low energy, or you lack the motivation, or, you know, if you're like me at times, I just couldn't be bothered. I prefer to eat my ice cream than fried chicken. You know, what's it like for you now? I mean, maybe you don't think you've got the time to sort your exercise out, or maybe your job prevents you from, you know, consistently eating. What's it like now? And really look at it truthfully. And you don't have, there's no judgment. We're just being honest. We're being truthful. What's it like now? You know, and what do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about yourself in terms of having health and vitality? What do you believe about yourself right now? I know I used to just feel ugly. I couldn't look in the mirror, felt lazy. You know, I felt like I wasn't doing my best. I was letting myself down. What's it like for you now? What do you believe about yourself? You know, are you allowed to be healthy and vital? Do you feel like you need to have the perfect body? Do you think it's possible to have complete health and vitality? And what do you believe about the world? What do you believe about the world? Do you think the world's a healthy place? Do you think the world's vital at the moment? What do you believe about the world? Do you think it supports this choice? And what do you believe? What do you believe about others? What do you believe about others? If you're like me, well, yeah, I used to believe that it was easier for others to be healthy and to maintain a healthy weight. What do you believe about others? And what else would someone have to believe to have the current experience that you're having in this present moment? What else would someone have to believe? And I want to ask you, how much do you subscribe to the current beliefs that are supporting your current health and your current vitality? How much do you subscribe to this? And how much do you subscribe and focus really on the health and vitality that you want? And what are the inner conflicts? What inner conflicts exist? I really know I should be eating, there's some beautiful salad and salmon for dinner tonight. And then another part goes, yeah, but I'd love to just eat my corn chips and and avocado dip and cheese and whatever it is. What inner conflicts are there? And how much do you subscribe to the identity that, that part-time personality, if you will, that just loves to stay unhealthy? Where's the power? Is there more power? Is there more power in being unhealthy and subscribing to this? Or is the power over in your desire and your want to create health? Where is the power at the moment for you? And what stories do you have? What stories do you have about your health? What are the stories that you run? What are the excuses? What are your stories? How do you resolve the tension? So we create the tension. You want health and vitality, but you're over here getting pulled into your current health. How do you resolve that tension? Do you focus on creating health and vitality, or do you resolve the tension by going and stuff it? I'm going to go and eat a half a litre of ice cream. Or how do you resolve the tension? And what is something of value that you would have to give up? So what is something that you would have to give up that you value in order to create this end result? What's something you have to give up? And what is the resistance? How much resistance is there between you having complete health and vitality and where you are now? How much is there stopping you and pulling you back? How much resistance is really there to you going after your health and vitality that you deserve to have? How much is there? How much do you subscribe to your current beliefs and your current stories and judgments? Out of 10, remember, you're completely stuck. Not going anywhere. 0, 1, even 2, you're going for it. You're more than, if you're 5 or more, then you subscribe to half of what you believe and your stories and your definitions of yourself. You believe at least half or more than that if you're 5 or above. So just you can type in the chat box, what's your resistance? What's your resistance? Now, there's nothing wrong with this, okay? And if you don't want to type it in, just put a R, put a capital R in the chat box. All right, great. All right, who's ready to do a recode? Who's ready to do a recode and drop some of this resistance so you can really put the power into creating your health and vitality and just going for it. And if you're stuck, if you're up at 8, 9 or a 10, then we can just chip away at a little bit of that resistance. Yeah, we can just chip away and just let a little bit of it go so you can just start moving toward it. When you're ready, just closing your eyes and just saying in your mind's eye or saying out loud, and you give Mick Murphy permission to connect to your superconscious. And just choose to get the most out of this session. Choose to get the most out of this session. Superconscious, are you there? Yeah. Superconscious, do you see all the resistance to this end result to health and vitality? Superconscious, please create the perfect treatment plan for today. Please create the perfect treatment plan. Superconscious, please bring up all the judgments about self. Please bring up all of the judgments about self that are creating resistance to this end result. Please bring all the judgments up that I'm not good enough and I'm not capable and I should be doing better. I'm not following through. All of the ways in which we judge ourselves. Superconscious, bring up all of that resistance and all the ways we judge ourselves. And please treat and do a massive change history and everything. Subconscious, please bring up the part-time personalities that are in conflict with each other. Please bring up the part-time personalities. Bring up the personality that knows, the personality that knows how to create health and vitality. And please bring up the part-time personality that just wants to stay how things are, that just, that wants to eat the wrong foods and to not exercise. Just bring up those two part-time personalities. And subconscious, I want you to see and to let each personality know that they actually want the same thing. They actually want the same thing. and superconscious, I want you to recode any resistance that's been created by this inner conflict. And I want you to integrate these two parts so that they can work together, because they both want the same result. They both want the same result. And please treat and do a massive change history and everything. Superconscious, please bring up the beliefs. Please bring up all resistance that is connected to the following beliefs. The belief that I'm not capable or I'm not able to create this health and vitality. Please bring up the belief that I don't have time, the belief that pain is stopping me, the belief that I'm not able to do it, and the belief that it hasn't worked in the past, so why would it work now? Please bring up the resistance associated with all those beliefs. Subconscious, I want you to grow yourself young. I want you to grow yourself all the way back to before when these beliefs were created. And I want you to treat these beliefs and coming all the way back to now and out into the future and do a massive change history. Treat the beliefs in the perfect order, the perfect way, and do a massive change history and everything. Superconscious, please bring forward the protector, controller, and any other parts that are creating resistance to this end result. Please let them know that they won't die during this process, and in fact that all their information and all of their wisdom will be kept during this process. And if it's okay, we can just treat the perfect amount of pain that's associated with this today. And please treat and do a massive change history in the perfect way, in the perfect order, smoothly and efficiently. And do a massive change history in everything. Thank you. Superconscious, please bring up all resistance created from the family fields around how to be healthy and how to look after oneself. Please bring up all of the resistance, all of the beliefs that are not in alignment with the new structure of creating health and vitality. Please bring up all beliefs, all patterns, all limitations in the family field that are blocking and resisting this new creation of health and vitality. And please treat all of that. Please treat all of that in the perfect order, the perfect amount, do a massive change history and everything. Subconscious, do you see the broken agreements? The broken agreements with self. Please treat all broken agreements with self. Please be gentle and kind with self in relation to breaking these agreements. And superconscious, please let the main personality know, and please let the unconscious know that these broken agreements, they no longer affect us. They no longer have any power. They no longer have any power. Please treat and do a massive change history. Thank you. Superconscious, please bring up all emotions around this true choice of health and vitality. Please bring up the emotions of sadness, the emotions of not being good enough, all emotions of feelings of failure in the past, and any other emotions that are creating resistance to this true end result. And subconscious, I want you to find where these original emotions occurred. Go back and find. And superconscious, I want you to go down into that event. And I want you to see that there are ways, there are other emotions and ways of dealing with this that are supportive of this new choice. Subconscious, I want you to give permission to have this new choice, that I'm allowed to have this new choice. And please treat all those emotions, negative beliefs that are associated with the resistance toward this end result into a massive change history. Superconscious, please bring up the end result of health and vitality. Please bring up this end result. And superconscious, I want you to see all the ways you can have health and vitality. I want you to see all the ways that health and vitality can be attained and maintained and created and continually created. And superconscious, I want you to see all the ways that, the beautiful ways that that health and vitality will impact our life. And subconscious, I want you to ramp up this feeling of having health and vitality. Subconscious, please ground the memories we've touched on today, including memories 1, 2, and 3, tender memories, shadow memories, and any other levels of consciousness that we have touched on today, and ground them back into the matrix of the universe. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back. How was that? That was a cool session. That was really powerful. There was a lot in the field, and that was really powerful. When you're ready, you can just type in the chat box what your resistance is now. So maybe from a 7 to a 4, or whatever it was for you. 6 to a 3. 10 to an 8. That is huge. That is huge. 7 to a 4. 5 to a 2. Brilliant. Brilliant. So awesome. So I want to thank you for being on this one tonight. So it's a favorite of mine. And just remember, you are the powerful creator. And when it comes to health and vitality, where is your focus? Are you focusing on creating? Are you focusing, where is the power? Where is the power? You have that power. You are super conscious. You are the powerful creator. It's been an awesome session, and love you all. Have a fabulous Easter. Have a fabulous Easter. In terms of health and vitality, maybe a little bit of chocolate. I'm going to have a bit of chocolate, maybe a little Easter egg. And I'll see you back here next week on Tuesday. Until then, I love you all. Stay magnetic, and bye for now.